Hi loves, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to make this beautiful doorman crop top with slit and belt at the back. The amount of fabric you're going to be needing for this tutorial depends on your body size. So for mine, I'm going to be making use of 1.5 yards of fabric. So the first thing you're going to do is to go ahead and mark out the baseline. So this baseline is going to also serve as our shoulder line. Now from this shoulder line, you're going to mark your bust points, and still leaving your tape on the baseline, you're going to mark the waistline, and then the top length I'm going to be making use of 19 inches. So guys, now that we are done with this, go ahead and use your straight ruler and draw your lines across, and then from the folded part of this fabric you are going to go ahead and mark out your neck width and your neck depth. So I'm making use of 4 by 4 inches, and once I am done marking it out, I'm going to go ahead and connect my necklines together. Now this is a doorman top, right? So on the neck width we are going to have to extend our tape and mark out 13 inches. That is how long I want my sleeve to be. And from the shoulder line again, come down by 1 inch, which is going to serve as your shoulder slope, and on that shoulder slope I went down by 9 inches and then connected. Okay, so guys, the line between the shoulder slope and the chest line is going to be your armhole depth, okay, which is the armhole opening as well, whatever it is you want to call it. Now on the bust point line, go ahead and divide your bust circumference by 4, add up 1.5 inches and then 1 inch for sewing allowance. Still on the bust point line, go down by 2 inches and then connect this into the armhole opening. Okay, now on the waistline, go ahead and divide your waist circumference by 4, add up 1.5 inches for ease and then 1 inch for sewing allowance. Okay, so once we are done with that, we are done with the front parts. So we are going to move over to the back. This is not going to be having a zipper, so whatever we did right at the front, we are going to repeat it at the back. Okay, but for the back neckline, which is the depth of the back neck, we are going to be making use of 1.5 inches. So I've placed my fabric, which I'm going to use to cut out the back, and then placed in my front parts. So I'm going to determine the neckline. Like I said, I'm going to be making use of 1.5 inches. So I went ahead to connect. And then next thing I'm going to do is to connect my shoulder slope into the neckline, and once I am done with this, I'll add up the shoulder sewing allowance. So for the shoulder sewing allowance, I'll make use of 1/2 inch. So I'll input that and then connect the lines together. Now once I am done with all of this, it's time for us to cut out whatever it is that we have drafted out. Okay, so I'm going to start from the back neckline. Once I am done cutting out the back neckline, go ahead and cut out the front neck, and then cut out the remaining part of this top. So guys, I am done cutting it out, and this is what we have. You can see So next step is for us to cut out a bias. I'm not going to be using our regular bias, the ready-made bias. For this, I want to make use of the fabric to cut it out. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in the remaining fabric, okay, and I'm going to fold it on bias, and then I'm going to use it to turn the neckline. You guys, you know, if you want to make it easier for your fabric to turn your neck as bias, go ahead and cut it out on bias, okay? So if you want to fold it in a triangular form, and you guys, you can see that it's stretchy so that it will be able to go around the neck. So guys, I also went ahead to cut my band of camera. This band is about 2.5 inches wide. I've folded in some parts inside, half inch inward, so 2.5 plus 1 inch is 3.5 inches. Now the length is as long as it can go around my waist, okay, and still remain for me to tie. Now this is the folded parts, okay, so I'm going to put it aside and then bring in the back part of my top. Now to these back parts, we are going to be opening the down parts, okay, which is the slit you can see on the crop top. So what I'm going to do is to go ahead and turn it over like this, locate the center. Can you see I folded into two, and then I'm going to go ahead and locate the center, and from the waist of my top I'm going to go ahead and mark out 9.5 inches. This is how long I want the slit, okay? That is the type of opening I want for this back. So if you want it to get to the neckline, just as you can see on the thumbnail, you can go ahead and slit it up to the neckline, and when you want to sew it, you go ahead and insert a button in there, okay? So guys, I am done. What I'm going to do next is to join the shoulder and then fold in the sleeve and also join the side seam, okay? So you guys, you can see I have turned the neckline. I've also folded in the sleeve and then turn the side seam. So what I'm going to do next is to go ahead and turn this over to the back, so you can see clearly our opening at the back. So I'm going to go with it with a weaving machine and then fold inward just like this, okay? Now that I'm done with this, I'm going to also bring in my band and then I'll fix it, okay? So for the band, what you want to do is to make sure that you have the center of the back. So I'm going to fold and locate the center, and then I will notch, or you use your chalk to indicate that, okay? So I'm going to indicate the center of my band with a chalk, and then once I am done with that, I will also find the center of the front of my top. So I'll go ahead and notch, and now we quickly go ahead and fixing the band into the top. So now to fix the band, you're going to make sure that the right part of the band is facing the wrong part of the top, and then remember the half an inch that you folded in. You're going to go ahead and use that half an inch to sew, making sure that the center of the band and the center of the top is together, okay? So you're going to sew it just like this all around. If you're a beginner, you can make use of your pins to hold it all around. All right, So you can see the way I'm trying to make sure that everything is in order. And once I am done, I'm going to go ahead and repeat the same thing to the other side. So I'm going to sew from the middle towards one end and then from the middle to the other side. So you guys, I was done sewing it at this point. You can see what we have. I'm going to turn it over to the back so that you can see. Can you see what we have? Okay, so I'm going to again go ahead and turn it to the front. Okay, so now I'm going to have to go ahead and top stitch just like this. Okay, can you see how I'm doing that? And once I get to the end, I will go ahead and secure it properly well. Okay, so after I do one side, I'm going to repeat the same thing to the other side. Okay, so you guys, I'm going to go sew this and show you what we have. So guys, we are done with this tutorial. You can see our belt sitting beautifully well. Okay, I'm trying to tie it up. So guys, if you enjoyed this tutorial, please do make sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to share this video to get more people to see it. I will see you in my next one. Bye.